Marcus Washington watched the executives panic through the server room's glass wall. 3 hours. $200 million lost. They still hadn't found what he'd unplugged. His phone buzzed. The hospital again. Final notice for Kayla's treatment. $400,000, or they'd remove her from the trial tomorrow. He picked up the Ethernet cable, their entire Pacific server hub, and walked to the boardroom's emergency exit. Pushed through. "You have a cascade failure in Node 7, he said calmly. 40 heads turned. "I've been manually resetting it every night for 3 years. Except last night." Security stepped forward. CEO Jennifer Hayes raised her hand. "Wait." Marcus held up the cable. "This goes back in for $400,000. Cash. Now, or I walk to Google's campus with everything I know about your infrastructure. Have you ever been invisible until the exact second they needed you?" Present day. 6:17 a.m. The Ethernet cable weighed nothing, but Marcus held it like a gun. 40 executives stared at him. Security stepped closer. "Before anyone moves," Marcus said calmly, "check your phones." Notifications exploded across the room. CNN, Technova collapse leaves 14 million users stranded. Bloomberg, TNVA down 41% in pre-market trading. "You unplugged us?" Jennifer Hayes stood, voice shaking. "No, I just stopped fixing what's been broken for 3 years." Marcus set his janitor's cart aside, pulled out a laptop. "Wanna see the footage?" Security recording, October 15th, 3 years ago, 3:47 a.m. The boardroom screen showed grainy footage. Marcus in the server room, alarm lights flashing, a young technician frozen at his keyboard. System warnings cascading. Marcus's recorded voice, "Unplug Node 7, now." "I can't. I need authorization. In 10 seconds, you lose everything." Marcus unplugged it himself, counted, plugged back. The alarm stopped. The timestamp jumped. October 15th, 8 a.m. Brad Coleman in the CEO's office. "I monitored the situation remotely. My quick thinking saved us." Jennifer turned to Brad. "You said you—" "Play the next one," Marcus interrupted. January 8th, 2 years ago, 2:15 a.m. Marcus writing code on the server room terminal. His fingers flew across keys, elegant solutions appearing on screen. The system performance improved in real time. 23% efficiency gain. Timestamp jump. January 8th, 11 a.m. Brad presenting to investors. "My optimization algorithm leverages distributed processing," the exact code Marcus had written hours before. "That's impossible," Brad stammered. "Security footage is deleted after 30 days, unless someone backs it up." Marcus pulled out a drive. 3 years, every night, every fix, every theft. The hospital call, real time. Marcus's phone rang. He put it on speaker. "Mr. Washington, Stanford Medical. We need confirmation for Kayla's treatment by noon, or we have to release her bed to—" "How much?" $400,000. "I'm sorry, but—" Marcus looked at Jennifer. "Your company values itself at $8.2 billion. You're losing $50 million every hour. My daughter needs $400,000. The math is simple." Brad lunged forward. "This is extortion. You can't—" "Extortion?" Marcus laughed, a quiet, dangerous sound. "Let me show you extortion." Email records displayed. Marcus connected his laptop to the main screen. 43 emails appeared. His warnings about Node 7. Each one dismissed, deleted, or mocked. Email 37, he highlighted. Brad's response appeared, Tell the janitor if he sends one more message, he's fired. Email 41. Jennifer's assistant. Ms. Hayes doesn't have time for conspiracy theories from cleaning staff. Email 43. Yesterday. Marcus's final warning about the update. Brad's response. The CFO interrupted. Even if you warned us, you had no authority to. Boeing Aerospace, Senior Systems Architect, 15 years. Marcus showed his LinkedIn. Laid off at 49. Restructuring. Applied here 16 times. Rejected for everything except janitor. Silence. You had my resume. You knew my qualifications. You chose to see a mop. The patent certificate. Marcus pulled out a document. U.S. Patent 9,847,231. Distributed load balancing method. Filed 18 months ago. Approved last week. The legal counsel went pale. If you own the patent to our fix, not your fix, my fix, that I've been implementing manually every night while you slept, without it, you crashed in 3 hours. His phone buzzed. Text from Google. Our offer stands. $50 million upfront plus salary. Waiting in parking lot. Jennifer saw it. Google's here. Amazon too. Microsoft's on video. Marcus opened his laptop. 3 video windows appeared senior VPs from each company. I told them I'd give Technova first chance. Professional courtesy. The smoking gun. You want to know why I really stayed 3 years? Marcus clicked another file. Audio began playing. Brad's voice, recorded at a company party. The janitor thinks he's an engineer. It's hilarious. I actually use his ideas sometimes. He leaves these little reports. Idiot doesn't know they're worth millions. Laughter. Multiple executives, all identifiable. Jennifer's voice. Just make sure he never finds out. Last thing we need is a lawsuit. More laughter. Marcus stopped the recording. That was last month. Your holiday party. You didn't notice the janitor cleaning nearby. The room had gone cold. 400,000, Marcus repeated. Wire it now. Or I walk to that parking lot and Technova becomes a case study in business schools about hubris. Brad stood. You're nobody. A janitor? You can't. Marcus unplugged his laptop. Every screen in the building went dark. I'm not a janitor, he said quietly. I'm the man who knows where you hid everybody. And I'm done being invisible. His phone showed a timer. 4:12, 4:11, 4:10. 4 minutes. Decide. The standoff. 3:47 remaining. You're bluffing. Brad moved toward Marcus. Give me the cable. Marcus stepped back, holding his phone up. Touch me, and this live stream goes to 50,000 LinkedIn connections. Title, CTO, assaults janitor during system crisis. Brad froze. Several board members pulled out phones, checking LinkedIn. There it was, Marcus Washington, verified account, 50,000 followers. Live viewers, 2,847, and climbing. When did you? 3 years of night shifts. Lot of time to build a professional network. Marcus showed the screen. Comments flooding in from CTOs, engineers, venture capitalists, all watching. Jennifer's phone rang. What? The journal knows? No comment. She hung up. Someone leaked this to the press. Not someone, Marcus corrected. Something. Your system auto-tweets major outages to transparency protocols. You approved it last year. Remember? The Wall Street Journal push notification appeared. Breaking. Technova. Down 4+ hours, janitor claims he has only fix. The proof. 3:22 remaining. Prove it, Jennifer demanded. Prove you can fix this. Marcus pulled up his laptop. Watch your diagnostic screen. Sector 7, Node 4. He typed 5 lines of code. Hit Enter. On the main board, one red section turned green. That's impossible, Brad whispered. That sector's been unstable for 3 years, 2 months, 14 days. Marcus typed again. Another sector stabilized. I fix it every night at 2:47 a.m. You never noticed the pattern? The CFO was scrolling through logs. These timestamps. Someone's been accessing our system every night, but the login shows my janitor ID. Yeah, you gave me universal building access, but never revoked my old engineering credentials from my job applications. They're still in your system. Inactive, but accessible. Brad lunged for Marcus's laptop. Marcus simply closed it. Every green sector went red again. My code, my control, Marcus said quietly. The bidding war. 2 minutes, 51 seconds remaining. Marcus's phone wouldn't stop buzzing. He put it on speaker. Mr. Washington. Oracle here. We've been watching your LinkedIn stream. 100 million for exclusive rights to your solution. Before anyone could speak, another call. Amazon Web Services. We'll double Oracle's offer. Jennifer grabbed her calculator. If we lose our infrastructure for another hour, you lose your NASDAQ listing, Marcus finished. Yeah, I know. Section 15.3.2 of Exchange Rules. 5 hours of complete outage triggers automatic review. Timer, 2:31. The door burst open, not shareholders' reporters. Someone had leaked the building access codes. Mr. Washington, a CNN reporter pushed forward. Is it true you've been preventing crashes while being paid minimum wage? Marcus looked directly at the camera. Not minimum wage. $31,000 a year. In San Francisco. While my solutions generated approximately 900 million in prevented losses annually. The reporters turned to Jennifer. Ms. Hayes, care to comment? The investigation, 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. Jennifer tried to take control. This is corporate espionage. Security, clear the room. Actually, Marcus pulled out his phone, showing an email. I invited them. Whistleblower protection laws. Once I reported wage theft and IP violations to the Department of Labor this morning, any retaliation becomes a federal crime. The legal counsel's face went white. He was Googling frantically. He's right. If he filed before 6 a.m., here's the confirmation number. Marcus showed his phone. Also filed with the ECC, SEC, and California Labor Board. Brad pointed at the timer. This is extortion. No, a new voice said from the doorway. It's evidence. FBI Special Agent Catherine Chen walked in, badge visible. We've been investigating Technova for 6 months. Patent fraud, wage theft, systematic discrimination. Mr. Washington's been cooperating. Everyone turned to Marcus. You thought I was just cleaning, he said. I was documenting. Every conversation, every stolen idea, every violation. Timer, 1:27. The ultimatum, 1:15 remaining. Here's what happens now, Marcus said. Option 1. Wire $400,000 immediately. I fix your system. You keep running. Then we negotiate my patent portfolio properly. Option 2. I walk out. Your company dies in 72 seconds. The FBI continues their investigation without my cooperation. You're on your own. Jennifer was shaking. The board needs to vote. No time. Marcus started packing his laptop. Decide. Brad made one last attempt. You'll never work in tech again if... Marcus laughed. I'm a janitor, remember? According to you, I don't work in tech now. His phone showed a text from his daughter. Dad, they're saying we need to leave the room. That did it. Marcus headed for the door. Wait! Jennifer screamed. Do it! Wire it now! The CFO's fingers flew. Processing. Timer, 047. Done! Check your account. Marcus refreshed his phone. Stanford Medical. Payment received. Patient. Kayla Washington approved for treatment. Timer, 031. He could leave now. Take Google's offer. Let Technova burn. Timer, 024. But 40 other janitors, secretaries, and security guards would lose their jobs when the company folded. Timer, 018. Marcus walked to the server room. The cameras followed. The LinkedIn stream showed 47,000 viewers. Timer, 009. He looked directly at Brad. This is what saving your company looks like. Timer, 005. He plugged in the cable. Timer, 003. Typed 5 lines of code. Timer, 001. Hit Enter. The systems roared back to life. But something was different. The main screen showed a new message. Temporary fix active. Permanent solution requires Washington Technologies license. What? Jennifer stared. Washington Technologies? Marcus smiled. My company. Incorporated yesterday. We'll be handling all your critical infrastructure. Permanently. Starting rate, $30 million per year. Brad stood up, face purple. You can't. I just did. Marcus pulled out a thick folder. Every patent I filed. Every solution you need. All owned by Washington Technologies. He looked at the cameras. By the way, I'm hiring. Any invisible geniuses out there, janitors, food service, security, if you've got skills being wasted, send me your resume. His phone exploded with messages. 300 applications in 10 seconds. Jennifer slumped in her chair. You planned this. For 18 months, Marcus confirmed. You gave me 8 hours every night to think, to plan, to build something you'd never see coming. He headed for the door, then turned back. Oh, and Brad? You're fired. You can't fire me. No, but they can. Marcus pointed to his phone. The board was voting electronically. Unanimous. Brad Coleman, terminated for cause. Marcus walked out, past the cameras, past the reporters, past 3 years of humiliation. Behind him, Technova's stock began recovering. But control had shifted. The invisible had become undeniable. His phone rang. Kayla. Dad, the treatment's starting. They said someone paid for everything. I know, baby. Was it your cleaning job? Marcus looked back at the Technova building. Through the windows, he could see the executives scrambling, trying to understand his code. Yeah, he said. In a way, it was exactly that. The real price. 1 week later. Marcus sat in Stanford Medical's waiting room. Kayla was in surgery. The treatment was working, but she needed an emergency procedure. Complications. The $400,000 had covered the treatment, not this. His phone rang. Jennifer Hayes. Marcus, we need to talk, privately. I'm listening. Not on phone. Gabriella's Cafe. 1 hour. Come alone. She hung up. Marcus looked at Kayla's room. The surgery would take 3 hours. He had time. The truth about Jennifer Gabriella's was empty, except for Jennifer, who looked different. Exhausted. Human. My daughter has the same thing, she said without preamble. All acute lymphoblastic leukemia, diagnosed 5 years ago. Marcus froze. That's how I knew exactly how much you needed. How desperate you were. She pulled out her phone, showed a photo. A girl, maybe 15, bald from chemo, smiling weakly. Sophia. She's been through 4 rounds. We're at MD Anderson now. Best doctors money can buy. Her voice cracked. $20 million so far. Insurance maxed out year 2. Why are you telling me this? Because I need you to understand something. Jennifer pulled out a folder. This is you. Your real file. Marcus opened it. His rejected applications, but with handwritten notes. Brilliant. Perfect candidate. Must hire. All overruled with a single stamp. Board decision. Reject. I fought for you, Jennifer said. For 3 months. They said you were too old. Not culture fit. I knew what that meant. She pulled out another document. Brad Coleman's nephew. IQ of room temperature. Got your job. Senior architect. $400K salary. Marcus's hands trembled. So you made me a janitor? I gave you the only job I could override board approval for. I kept your engineering credentials active. I made sure you had server room access. She met his eyes. I was hoping you'd figure out a way to prove yourself. By stealing my ideas? By documenting everything, building a case, like you did. She smiled sadly. You think the FBI just happened to be investigating? I called them 18 months ago. I've been feeding them information. The deeper game. Marcus's phone buzzed. FBI agent Chen. She's telling the truth. Hayes is our informant. Has been since her daughter got sick. Jennifer continued. The board doesn't just discriminate. They're embezzling hundreds of millions, hidden in inflated contractor costs, fake consulting fees. Brad alone stole $40 million. She showed bank records. That bonus he got for your optimization? He kicked back 60% to board members. They're all in on it. Why didn't you stop them? Because they own everything. My house company mortgage, my daughter's treatment company insurance. If I'd whistleblown openly, Sophia dies. She pulled out her laptop. But then you appeared. Brilliant, desperate, invisible. The perfect weapon they'd never see coming. The screen showed 3 years of emails. Jennifer to Agent Chen. Washington filed another report. Rejected as planned. He's documenting everything. Give him time. Marcus felt sick. You used me. We used each other. You needed money for Kayla. I needed someone to expose them without it tracking back to me. We both needed our daughters to live. The real enemy. There's more, Jennifer said. The board meeting you crashed? They weren't surprised you had the solution. They were surprised you revealed it publicly. She showed security footage from 3 years ago. Brad in a private meeting. The janitors fixing the vulnerabilities. Perfect. Let him work for free. Then they claim credit. Board member David Park? What if he figures out we know? Brad. Then we fire him. Say he was stealing. Who believes a janitor over executives? The timestamp. 2 weeks after Marcus started. They've known all along, Marcus whispered. Everyone knew, except you. Jennifer's voice was gentle. The 47 other overlooked workers you mentioned? Only 12 are real. The rest are board members' relatives with fake sob stories, collecting patents while pretending to be janitors. Marcus's world tilted. The invisible network? Half invisible, half infiltrators. Check their backgrounds deeply. He pulled up Angela Chen on his phone. MIT PhD real. But dig deeper. Daughter of board member Chen's cousin. Thomas, the NASA engineer. Real credentials, but hired the same day his uncle joined the board. We're not the only real ones, Jennifer said. But we're outnumbered. The impossible choice. Jennifer leaned forward. Here's what happens next. The board's offering you a deal. Real this time. $50 million for your patents and silence. Take it. Save Kayla. Disappear. Or they release this. She showed a video. Security footage, doctored. Marcus apparently stealing servers, selling to competitors. Deep fake technology. Undetectable. They'll destroy you. The FBI can't help. The embezzlement case will take years. Your daughter needs surgery now. Today. She slid a contract across. Sign. Take the money. Run. Marcus stared at it. What about your daughter? I'm their pet CEO. As long as I play along, Sophia gets treatment. Tears ran down her face. I hate myself. But she's alive. Marcus's phone rang. The hospital. Mr. Washington, Kayla's surgery. There are complications. We need to upgrade to the specialist team. Additional cost, $2 million. Without it. The doctor paused. You should come back. His hands shook. Jennifer pushed the pen closer. $50 million. Sign now. Wire transfers immediately. Kayla lives. That's all that matters. The third option. Marcus stood up. No. What? There's another way. He pulled out his phone, started typing. You said half the invisible network is real? Maybe 12 people. Enough. He hit send. I just posted everything to GitHub. All my code, all my patents, open source, free for anyone. Jennifer gasped. You just gave away billions. I gave away leverage. Now they can't monetize my solutions exclusively. Marcus kept typing. I'm also posting the real story, not the conspiracy version, the human one. His LinkedIn post went live. I'm a janitor with a dying daughter. Technova's systems depend on my code. Instead of fighting over money, I'm giving it all away. But I'm asking for help. My daughter needs treatment. If my code ever helped you, helped your company, please contribute. Within seconds, Oracle, $500,000 donated. Microsoft, $1 million. Individual engineers, $50, $100, $1,000. The counter climbed. Google's CEO personally called. Marcus, we're covering all of Kayla's medical expenses. Permanently, no strings. The public reckoning. Jennifer watched the donations pour in. They'll destroy you for this. Let them try. I'm a janitor who gave away billions to save his daughter. They're executives who stole from a janitor. Who wins that PR battle? His phone exploded. CNN, Fox, BBC. Everyone wanted the story. Brad Coleman called, screaming, You violated your NDA. We'll sue. Sue me for what? I'm worth negative $40,000. My patents are now worthless. You want to sue a broke janitor whose daughter has cancer? Marcus laughed. Please do. I'll live stream the trial. The board called Jennifer. She put them on speaker. David Park. Hayes, control your janitor. He's not mine to control. He never was. She looked at Marcus. He's something you never calculated for. Someone who values life over money. We'll fire you. Go ahead. Then explain to shareholders why you fired the CEO who just witnessed your threats against a charity case. She hung up, looked at Marcus. You know what you've done? Yeah, I've made my daughter's treatment about human decency, not corporate leverage. His phone showed the counter, $7.3 million raised. People are good. Most of them. The real revolution. The story exploded globally, not as corporate conspiracy, as human truth. A janitor choosing open source over billions to save his daughter. Companies tripping over themselves to donate, to look good. Technova's board couldn't touch him. He'd become untouchable, not through power, but through vulnerability. Jennifer made her choice. At the emergency board meeting, she stood up. I'm resigning. Effective immediately. She looked at them. I'm also waiving my NDA. I have a daughter too, and I'm tired of being ashamed of what I do to keep her alive. She walked out, past Marcus, who was waiting in the hall. Your daughter? He asked. Covered. MD Anderson just called. Anonymous benefactor paid for everything. 20 million. Full treatment. She smiled through tears. Apparently, some janitor's story inspired them. They stood there, two parents who'd done terrible and beautiful things for their children. Now what? Jennifer asked. Now we rebuild. Honestly, this time. Marcus showed his phone. 12 real members of the invisible network had responded. We're starting a consulting firm. Real solutions for real problems. You in? Jennifer laughed, the first genuine laugh in years. A janitor and a disgraced CEO? Two parents who chose their kids over money. That's our qualification. His phone rang. The hospital. Mr. Washington? The specialist team worked. Kayla's surgery was successful. She's asking for you. Marcus ran. Jennifer followed. Two broken people who'd found integrity in the rubble of their choices. Behind them, Technova's stock crashed. Ahead of them, their daughters waited. The revolution wasn't about exposing corruption or stealing billions. It was about choosing love over leverage, every time. The mediation room. 72 hours later. No boardroom this time. A federal courthouse mediation chamber. Marcus sat across from Technova's legal team, 12 lawyers deep. He had one. Melinda Zhao, civil rights attorney, working for contingency. David Park wasn't there. Neither was Brad. They'd sent Gregory Hoffman, Technova's chief legal counsel. Mr. Washington, Hoffman began, your open-source release cost our shareholders billions. We could pursue damages that would bankrupt your family for generations. Marcus pulled out a folder. Page 1. Email from Brad Coleman, admitting to using my code without attribution. Page 2. Security footage of him retrieving my solutions from the trash. Page 3. Patent filing with my exact code, typos included. He had 400 pages. However, Marcus continued, I'm not interested in destroying Technova. I'm interested in Kayla's medical bills and in fixing a broken system. What do you want? $2 million for my daughter's ongoing treatment. That's non-negotiable. And a job. A real one. Systems architect. Market rate salary. Hoffman laughed. You want to come back? After everything? I never left. I've been here every night for 3 years. I know every system, every vulnerability, every shortcut your engineers take. Marcus leaned forward. You need me. Your stock's down 60%. 3 major clients already left. Without my solutions, you'll hemorrhage more. But near counter offer, Hoffman made a call. Whispered urgently, hung up. The board has a counter proposal. 5 million total. 2 for medical, 3 for silence. You sign an NDA, disappear, Never mention Technova again. No, no, Marcus stood up. I scheduled a YouTube live stream in 2 hours. How I saved Technova every night for 3 years. I'll show the code, the timestamps, the proof. Let the tech community judge. That's blackmail. That's transparency. Something you should try. Marcus headed for the door. You have 90 minutes to decide. Melinda followed him out. In the hallway, she whispered, You sure about this? 5 million is life-changing. So is dignity, Marcus replied. I'm tired of hiding. The real conversation. Marcus's phone rang. Jennifer Hayes. Don't take their offer, she said quickly. I'm in the board meeting right now. Bathroom break. They're planning to sue you anyway, NDA or not. They'll claim the open-source release was corporate sabotage. Let them try. There's something else. Brad's been destroying evidence, deleting servers, shredding documents. By Monday, half your proof won't exist. Marcus smiled grimly. Good thing I backed everything up. Cloud storage, 3 different services, paid for with my janitor overtime. Marcus, I'm sorry for all of it. I know. You were trapped too. There's one more thing. The institutional investors are meeting tomorrow. If Technova's stock drops below $20, they're forcing a complete board replacement. Marcus checked his phone. Current price, $22.43. Thanks for the information. What are you going to do? What I've always done. Fix things. Just openly this time. The YouTube stream. Marcus went live from his car. Simple setup. Phone camera, authentic, unpolished. My name is Marcus Washington. For 3 years I was a janitor at Technova. I was also their primary systems architect. I just didn't get paid for it. Views climbed. 1,000, 5,000, 20,000. Tonight, I'm going to show you something. He shared his screen. This is Technova's architecture. See this section? It's held together by code I wrote at 3 a.m. while mopping floors. He demonstrated, showed the vulnerabilities, the fixes, the timestamps proving his work. 50,000 viewers. Comments flooding in from engineers worldwide. But here's what matters. I'm not special. Every company has people like me. Overqualified, underemployed, invisible. The security guard with a computer science degree. The cafeteria worker who was a chemical engineer. We're everywhere. 100,000 viewers. Technova offered me $5 million to stay quiet. But silence is what got us here. He looked directly at the camera. So instead, I'm offering them something else. I'll come back, fix their systems properly, train their engineers, save their company, for a fair salary and one condition, 200,000 viewers. They audit every employee, find every hidden genius, pay them their worth, not millions, just dignity. His phone exploded with notifications, other companies reaching out, job offers, consulting requests, but also something else. Other janitors, other overlooked workers, sharing their stories. Number sign, invisible no more, started trending. The market response, tech. Nova's pre-market trading began. The stock plummeted. $21, $20.50, $19.75. Marcus's phone rang. Gregory Hoffman. What do you want? The lawyer sounded panicked. Same as before. $2 million for medical. Systems architect position. And one addition. An audit of all service staff credentials. Anyone qualified for higher positions gets interviewed. That's The stock's at $19.50. You have 10 minutes before institutional investors call emergency votes. This is extortion. This is capitalism. The market's deciding. I'm just providing information. $19.25. Fine, we accept. In writing. Now, the contract came through email. Marcus reviewed it with Melinda on speaker. Clean, binding, enforceable. He signed. Then he tweeted, "Returning to Technova as systems architect. We're going to build something better." The stock stabilized at $19.80, just enough. The return Monday morning. Marcus walked into Technova through the front door. No janitor uniform. Business casual. Same building, different world. Brad Coleman was clearing out his office, quietly resigned to avoid prosecution. David Park remained, defiant but defanged. Jennifer Hayes met Marcus at the elevator. "The board's furious. They'll get over it when I fix their systems. Why did you really come back?" Marcus looked around the lobby, saw the janitor mopping an older Latino man named Carlos. "Carlos," Marcus called out, "what's your degree in?" Carlos looked surprised. "Electrical engineering. Mexico City. But it's not recognized here. Send me your transcripts. We're starting a credential review program." Carlos's eyes widened. "Really? Really?" That's why Marcus came back. Not for revenge, for Carlos, for Angela, for everyone made invisible. The first day Marcus's new office was small. He'd requested it. "I don't need space. I need access." His first meeting, the engineering team, the same people who'd mocked him. "I know this is awkward," he began. "You thought I was beneath you. I thought you were incompetent. We were both wrong." He pulled up the system architecture. "You're brilliant engineers, but you're isolated from the ground floor. You don't see what breaks at 3 a.m. "So what do you propose?" asked Sarah, a senior engineer. "Shadow shifts. Every engineer spends one night monthly with maintenance staff. See the system from their perspective. You want us to be janitors? I want you to be complete engineers, understanding the whole building, not just the clean parts." Reluctant nods, but also curiosity. The call. That evening, Marcus's phone rang. Kayla. "Dad, how was your first day as a real engineer?" "I've always been a real engineer, baby. Today was just my first day getting paid for it." "Are you happy?" Marcus thought about it. The compromise, working for people who'd abused him. But also, Carlos's hope, Angela's opportunity, systems that would finally work. "I'm useful," he said, "and visible. That's enough for now. I love you, Dad. Love you too. Rest up. Surgery's tomorrow." After hanging up, Marcus looked at his desk. 2 items. His old janitor badge and his new architect ID. He kept both. Reminders of where he'd been and where he was going. The revolution wasn't dramatic. It was this. One man refusing to be invisible. One company forced to see clearly. One system slowly, painfully, becoming honest. Tomorrow, he'd start the audit. Approximately 300 overlooked workers to evaluate. But tonight, he had code to write. Properly. With his name on it. 6 months later. The reality. Marcus stared at his resignation letter, unsigned. His office, a real one, now felt like a cage with windows. The reform had worked. Too well, and not at all. 47 service workers had been promoted. 12 had already quit. The culture was poison for them. Years of humiliation didn't vanish with a new title. Engineers resented them. Managers undermined them. The invisible had become visible targets. His phone rang. Angela Wilson, crying. "They won't listen, Marcus. I solved the database bottleneck, but they're crediting Jake instead. Said my approach was unconventional." "Document it," Marcus said tiredly. "Like always. I'm tired of documenting. I want to just work." After she hung up, Marcus opened his laptop. Email from Jennifer Hayes. Board wants metrics on Innovation Equity Program. ROI disappointing. Translation: the board wanted their money back. The Kayla conversation. That evening, Kayla's hospital room. Her recovery was progressing, but slowly. The $2 million covered treatment, not the aftermath physical therapy, medications, endless specialists. "Dad, you look tired. Just work stuff." "Is it what you hoped?" Marcus considered lying, but Kayla deserved truth. "No, I thought exposing the problem would fix it, but some things are too deep to fix." "So why stay?" "Because of Carlos, and Angela, and the others. If I leave, they lose their only advocate." Kayla took his hand. "But what about you?" He didn't have an answer. The Brad Coleman meeting. Brad had requested coffee. Marcus almost declined. Then curiosity won. Brad looked smaller. Suit replaced by jeans and humility. "I didn't get the janitor job," Brad said. "They recognized my name." Instant rejection. Karma. "Yeah." Brad stared at his coffee. "I've applied to 200 positions. Nothing. I'm radioactive." "What do you want from me?" "Nothing. Just to say you were right. The code you wrote was elegant. I never understood it, just copied it." "I know." Brad pulled out a folder. "These are all the patents I filed using your work. Signed affidavits admitting the theft. If you want to pursue legal action." Marcus took the folder. "Why?" "My daughter asked me what I do. I couldn't answer. Couldn't tell her I built my career on stolen brilliance." Brad stood. "I'm moving to Iowa. Brother has a hardware store. Starting over." He left. Marcus sat with the folder. Victory, but it tasted like ash. The partial victory Technova's all-hands meeting. Marcus presented honestly. "The credential audit found 82 qualified people in service roles. We promoted 47. Of those, 12 quit. 8 were demoted back after culture fit issues. 27 remain." Mixed reactions. Some pleased, others vindicated in their skepticism. The Innovation Equity Program has generated 18 patents worth approximately $47 million. But it's also created resentment. Established engineers feel threatened. New engineers feel isolated. "So we failed?" someone called out. "We revealed the size of the problem." Changing systems is easier than changing minds. Jennifer took the mic. "The board has decided to continue the program, with modifications. Smaller cohorts, longer transition periods, mandatory bias training." "Band-aids," someone muttered. They weren't wrong. The real change after the meeting, Marcus found Carlos in the electrical room. Not cleaning working, solving real problems. "How's it going?" Carlos shrugged. "They still call me the janitor. But my solutions work, so they use them." "Is it worth it?" "My son sees me as an engineer now. That's worth everything." Marcus walked through the building. Small changes everywhere. The new janitor, a young black woman, was openly studying for her GED. Nobody mocked her. Progress. In the cafeteria, 3 engineers were actually listening to Maria's robotics ideas. Not perfectly, interrupting often, but listening. Brad's old office was now a study room for service staff. 7 people there, learning Python. It wasn't revolution. It was evolution. Slow, painful, incomplete. The decision, Marcus's phone buzzed. Google again. Final offer, $200,000 salary, full autonomy, build your own team. Below that, another text. From the network of overlooked workers he'd connected with. We're starting our own company. No hierarchy. Equal equity. You in? 2 futures. Comfort at Google. Or struggle with equals. He looked at his resignation letter again, then at a photo on his desk. Kayla at the hospital, holding a sign she'd made. My dad changes things. Not changed. Changes. Present tense. Ongoing. Marcus tore up the resignation letter, not because Tech Nova was fixed, because leaving meant abandoning the Carlos and Angeles still fighting. Change wasn't an event. It was a grind. Daily. Exhausting. Incremental. But necessary. His phone rang. Another janitor, this time from Facebook. Mr. Washington, I have an idea. Tell me, Marcus said. I'm listening. 1 year later. The test. Marcus stood in the same boardroom where he'd held the Ethernet cable. This time facing Congress via video link. The House Committee on Labor and Innovation. Mr. Washington, the chairman began, Tech Nova claims your reforms failed. Productivity down 12%. Stock underperforming. Comments? Marcus pulled up his data. Productivity is down because we stopped stealing. We're now paying for innovations instead of taking them. That's not failure. That's honesty. But the market rewards exploitation. Should we optimize for that? Behind him, Angela, Carlos, and 20 others from the invisible network watched. Their futures hung on this testimony. The Kayla moment. May I share something personal? Marcus asked. The committee nodded. Marcus held up a photo. Kayla, in her hospital bed, coding on a laptop. My daughter learned programming during chemo. Said if her dad could debug servers at 3 a.m. while mopping, she could code through nausea. He clicked to the next image. This is her app. Invisible Genius. It connects overlooked workers with companies that value them. 47,000 users in 6 months. A 15-year-old built this? A 15-year-old who watched her father be invisible for 3 years. She decided no one else should experience that. The committee went quiet. You ask if our reforms failed? My daughter is alive because I fought for visibility. 127 families eat better because we promoted them. That's not failure. That's beginning. The verdict. The committee voted 7-4 to investigate discriminatory hiring practices industry-wide. Not victory, but momentum. Marcus's phone buzzed. Jennifer Hayes. You did it. They're listening. Below that, a text from Brad Coleman. Watched your testimony with my class. My students are inspired. Thank you. But the most important message came from Kayla. Dad, someone just used my app to go from janitor to junior developer at Intel. We're changing things, not your. We're. The real legacy. That evening, Marcus returned to Tech Nova. The night janitor, a young woman named Destiny, was in the server room studying. Mr. Washington, I'm learning Python, like you did. I never learned Python here, but you learned to fight here. That's what matters. She showed him her notebook. Not just Python, patent law, labor rights, everything she'd need. There are 12 of us, she said, meeting weekly, calling ourselves Washington's Watch. We document everything, protect each other, stay visible. Marcus hadn't known. The revolution had evolved beyond him. The truth about change. Real change isn't dramatic. It's destiny studying Python, Carlos's son seeing him as an engineer, Angela finally getting credit, Kayla building apps from a hospital bed. It's 127 promoted workers, 3,000 networked voices, 47,000 app users. Numbers that mean nothing to markets, everything to families. Marcus Washington didn't destroy the system. He exposed it, forced it to see itself, made invisibility impossible. Some call that failure. Others call it the only success that matters. Your turn. This isn't just one of those black stories or touching stories you scroll past. These are real-life stories happening now. These life stories surround you. Tomorrow, when you enter your building, look. Really, look. The security guard checking badges. What dreams did they defer? The woman emptying trash. What code could she write? Marcus Washington spent 3 years invisible in plain sight. Who's invisible in yours? Comment their story. Share this truth. Subscribe for more voices made visible. Because brilliance doesn't always wear suits. Sometimes it carries mops. And sometimes it changes everything.